What we did was called the ALS CEO Soak. So instead of having Ice Bucket Challenge, what we did was we lined up, we raised funds for the organization, and then we had the fire department.
Welcome to Run of Show, the podcast that goes behind the scenes of the event industry, one story at a time. Today, I'm here with Brian Weir. He is the president and CEO of the Gulf Coast Minority Chamber. Thank you for being on the podcast with me today, Brian.
It's my pleasure. I'm looking forward to it.
Yay. I'm so looking forward to getting to know more about you. I know I've connected with you over the past couple of years. I've been involved with the community.
Yes.
So I want to learn more about you. Tell me about you. Are you a Pensacola native?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Pensacola. Me and my family, it goes back several generations back to the 1870s here in Pensacola, actually. So we've been around for quite a while. Went to Pensacola Catholic High School, University of West Florida. Graduated in 1991, and I left to go to Tampa for 23 years and came back here back in 2013. I have married to my wife for 32 years, and we have 3 kids, Stephen, Brianna, and Kendra. They're 26, 24, and 21.
All right. Had them all kind of close together.
Yeah, close together, and that's kind of me in a nutshell about me and my family. We love the Pensacola community. We left for a while, but we came back here and love being back in town again.
Did you meet your wife here or in Tampa?
Interesting story. We both interned at University of West Florida. IBM came and hired about 11 of us to go to Tampa to work at IBM in part of their end user support program. We never knew each other, met each other in Pensacola, but met in Tampa for the first time. Oh. So we met there and we both kind of liked each other from there. We started out as friends, we started dating, and then we came back to Pensacola and got married, and been married since 1993.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting story. But
32 years.
When we came back to Pensacola, we found out that our families had known each other for generations, but we never connected ourselves.
Isn't that funny?
It really is a small world.
Yeah, that's Pensacola. Pensacola you've heard of 6 degrees of separation.
Exactly.
Pensacola, there's 2.
Yeah, I think everybody in the community, you probably have people you know in the community that either related to you or people that you are friends with that are all connected one way or another.
Yep. Yeah. If you don't know them, somebody else knows them.
Exactly. So be careful what you say around people in the community.
Right. Yep.
Only good things.
Yeah, good tip. You're also the CEO and president.
Yes.
Tell me about that. How did you get started with that?
Well, the chamber was around for several years. In 2017, they brought me on board. It's called the Gulf Coast African American Chamber of Commerce.
Right.
I came on board for the first year, and people liked what we were doing. They were very happy about it. But they said, Brian, I can't join your chamber because I'm not Black. Right. And I said, well, the chamber's not just for Black people, it's for everybody. But they said the name really kind of implies that it's only for Black people. Right. So we made a tough decision in 2017 to dissolve the African American Chamber and create the new Gulf Coast Minority Chamber of Commerce. October, actually this month, is our anniversary when we created the chamber. So that's kind of how the evolution changed. And the evolution changed in the fact that we received some funding from the county and the city. And we really wanted to show that we're here for the entire community, the whole minority community. So we work with women businesses, veteran businesses, small businesses, minority businesses, and then we help connect them to non-minority businesses. Right. So it's a real vital service that we provide, helping to bring people together and have it be inclusive in a way that we all can work together towards a common goal.
Right. Well, that's good, because I'm a member of the Gulf Coast Minority Chamber as a woman, and as a Native American. My family, they're Apache. So I got to join. Yay!
Yeah, there's a lot of challenges that minority businesses and small businesses face, and I tried to highlight some of those things. I brought them out. I came in with a bang and brought a lot of good numbers and facts and figures. Unfortunately, with the changes of COVID, Hurricane Sally, the bridge being out, we kind of went to some modes where we kind of more quiet and more lull in a way. But we're ready to come back out again and help make sure that we provide that service back to the community. So that's one of the things we talked about earlier is the fact that what's your biggest challenge or the biggest thing you encountered? And COVID was really a big one. It hit our community and our world where people lost their lives. I lost cousins and family members from COVID that died. But it also impacted our community with a lot of people being in a way of doing things virtually and not in person, which really impacts chambers, civic organizations, nonprofits, because you can't do those things to gather people together in a space. But the good part was we really pivoted. The chamber, we were involved with United Way. We were involved with the city, the county to help partner to get grants, get money out there. I was an organization that received thousands of masks, and they would give masks out to the community. We put out a campaign along with Doctors Hospital and some of the medical groups in town about making sure you get tested for COVID, you wear your mask. So the good part about it was it did bring our community more closer together. And it allowed the chamber to be there to help provide some of the essential resources so that we can help support our community. I would never wish a COVID type epidemic again on the world. No. But it was one of the things that truly made people value their life. They value friendships more. They love being a chance to get out in public and do things more. And I think that kind of reminded us the importance of those vital traits.
Right, absolutely. And to talk about community, Tuesday, you were out at the beach, Bands on the Beach, and did the ALS challenge.
Yes.
And I was late. I didn't get to see you get dunked, but it wasn't a dunking. They actually hosed you down.
Yeah, it was the anniversary of the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
Right.
So about 10, 11 years ago, they did it where they would take an ice bucket of water and pour it on yourself, and you would challenge someone else to do it, and you would raise money for ALS. And ALS is a really horrible disease. It affects your neurons in your body and your mechanics. You can't move your hands, your fingers, your arms, and eventually your heart stops breathing, your lungs stop functioning. It's really a horrible disease. And I know some people that went through that disease, and we wanted to provide support for them. So what we did was called the ALS CEO Soak. So instead of having Ice Bucket Challenge, what we did was we lined up, we raised funds for the organization, and then we had the fire department spray us down with water hoses.
Yes,
so in my group, we had me, Marcel Salzman, Michael Burrs from Center Rhode Island Authority, Jessica Simpson from the Pensacola Chamber, Jeff Elbert, and we got soaked by the fire department. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed it. They had food, we had drinks. Next year, I really want to challenge more CEOs. So Mark Faulkner at Baptist Hospital, Will Condon with Sacred Heart. I'm coming to challenge out there for you. JT Young with Florida Power and Light. I'm going to start challenging them and get them to come out as well because this is our 4th year doing it. It's been growing and evolving every year. I think the first year we raised maybe $10,000. We raised almost $6,000 this year. And we haven't quite reached out to all the people in the community that we want to pull into the event next year. But it was so much fun. The water was cool but refreshing. Yeah. I was dressed in the complete suit, shirt, ties, everything. It was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Well, count me in any way I can help.
Oh, yeah. We can put you on a team together. We'd love to have you be a part of it. Yay. In fact, Todd Thompson with the Pensacola Chamber, I'm going to challenge you too, Todd, to be involved next year.
I'll put a bug in his ear.
Okay.
Before we get into some stories, I want to tell our viewers that we appreciate your viewing and your listening. If you're getting value out of this, please hit that subscribe button and give us a like. It really helps out the channel. All right, so let's get into some good stories.
Yes.
We're going to start with the bad news and then the good news. So tell me about a time when you had an event that things just didn't quite work out.
I think one of the things that we had that didn't work out, sometimes you do networking events, and we used to do networking events once a month, and we ran into the challenge where attendance dropped really low at some time periods. And it wasn't because of lack of the event being good or being important, it's because there were so many other events happening around town. Yeah. Tanya, when you get involved, that you can easily go to 3 or 4 events every single night. So that was a challenge when we would put an event on. I think we had good registration for the events, and then it would drop down to 4 or 5 people. But the good part was that those 4 or 5 people that came to the events, they truly valued it. You made great connections with them. They spread the word, and eventually the numbers start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It also kind of pushed me to the fact of knowing that the fact we need to partner with people more. I think sometimes in the community, a lot of groups are doing a lot of great things, but individually, I think if we can partner together and do things together, it helps to make sure we have a better attendance. It's better, more efficient with your resources. The Greater Pensacola Chamber and ourselves, we partner together for joint after-hours events, and they're so much fun. We bring different groups together, and we get a chance to have one event where people can share and collaborate together without them competing against each other. So that's some of the good things that came from those events. The fact that of knowing when to plan the events, knowing that the reality, sometimes you may not have the biggest attendance as normal, but that's not a problem because you're always going to add value to those who come to it.
Right. Yeah. More one-on-one.
Exactly.
Because that's one of the things in some of these, it's great to partner, but sometimes they're so big, you can't talk to everybody you want to talk to. I'm like, oh, wait.
Yeah. I think a nice mixture, having some of your events on your own, but then partnering for other ones is the best way to do those things.
Yeah. And the last after hours was at Jade Venue with
Yes.
Minority Chamber and the Pensacola Chamber.
Yeah, we had a wonderful time there. We had a great attendance. We had great food. We had a good time meeting people, nice giveaways for the audiences. Me and Megan had the hoot being the kind of MCs for the night. So we had a great time living off each other's energy levels. So it was a lot of fun. So I appreciate Jade putting on that event for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so tell me now, that event was really great. It always is. I love Jade Venue. And she had this, it was last year too. She had the after hours there. Now tell me, besides that wonderful event, what's another wonderful event? Like it was your favorite. Paint that picture for me. Where are you at? What made it so special?
I think our biggest thing that we do every year as a minority chamber is we have the Office Supplier Development event. Right. That's where we work with the Department of Manager Services or the state of Florida in the city of Pensacola, and we host an event at the Sanders Jones Perrin Center. And the nice part about that is state of Florida bring agencies in that typically wouldn't come to Pensacola. Department of Transportation, Corrections, the people who handle the bids and contracts. They come here. We get the city, the county, and regional government agencies to attend, as well as some of the corporations. And then we invite the community to come out and meet them, do networking. We have a morning time. We have panel discussions that we have people to hear kind of what's going on from those different agencies. Then we break for lunch, and then we have an afternoon event where you can go and visit those tables and talk one-on-one with the people in charge of the purchasing areas. Right. Plus, you get to mix and mingle with about 200 other business owners. Right. Talk with them, network, share trade business cards. I've actually heard people come in as far as a guy flew in from New York last year. They come from Texas. They fly from Miami. A guy drove the night before from North Carolina to be here because it's his chance to meet with the key business owners and people in the area that do government bids and contracts. Right. So I just love walking around the room and just hearing the conversations, hearing the discussions. And that's one of our most successful events that we have every year. And we truly can see the results later. There's a guy that talked with University of West Florida there, and he created a patent, and now he's doing a business that he met them at our event. Right. So it's just so fulfilling to see people grow and develop, and we have fun as well too. One of the things we did this year, we have vouchers were in place to help give $10 to help buy your lunch with the food trucks in the parking lot.
Last year too.
Yeah, well, years before that, I wasn't quite as organized, so I gave $10 cash to everyone out the door. I was like, "Hey, $10 for you, $10 for you, $10 for you." This year we had vouchers, so it made it a little bit more professional, but. I just kind of really do things back to basics. Sometimes it's just easier to do things in a basic way as opposed to trying to be fancy and fluffy. So I'm very much like, hey, if it works and it's fun, let's have a good time with it. So that I would say is probably our biggest and most fun and successful event. Every year we look forward, the community looks forward to the event, and the Department of Management Service in Tallahassee, they love coming to our venue. They love looking out at and seeing the water in the background. They love the hospitality of the area. They don't get those kind of things in other parts of the state, and they really enjoy being here.
Oh yeah, that Sanders Beach Community Center, that view.
It is a showcase.
We were there for an event Friday, and I'm standing there looking out at the water. I'm like, we live in paradise. We do. We really do. I mean, to combine work kind of thing with these events at such a beautiful venue. Oh my gosh, it's so great. We are so blessed to be here.
It really is.
Real quick, I want to remind our viewers that wherever you're listening, it's syndicated Pandora, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. And if you want to see my beautiful face and Brian's handsome face, we are also on YouTube. Okay, I want to get into the nitty gritty. You've done a lot of events. Tell our listeners, what are some of the best tips and tricks for having a really great event?
The tips and tricks, and I've gone both ways. I had some great events and some not so great events. And the tips and tricks of those really is making sure you start off early with the planning, and you communicate and market it out. Typically, when I do events, I market it the best I can through the Pensacola News Journal, to our local TV stations, our radio stations. And I think marketing is the key. Social media is always important to get people who are interested in it and to share and like and comment on the events. Yeah. Well,
speaking of social media, are you on TikTok at all?
Not really. I have an account, but I don't really use it very often.
Dancing around.
I really struggle, to be honest with you, at times between all the different ways and medias of doing things. Yes. Facebook, your Instagrams, website. you can easily get too deep into the fact of how being spread out too thin. But luckily, there's ways you can make a Facebook post and it goes other places, and I find that being very helpful. I'm on LinkedIn, but not very active in LinkedIn, so I need to make sure I get more active in there. Right. I think sometimes you get overloaded with so many different sources. But the key is using that social media in ways to make sure you get things done. I think I'm not a fan believer of over posting things. I think you post things with good content, people will follow that more often and appreciate that more. But I think a regular routine of postings is also important so people can expect. And you're an expert at that. You're an expert at the marketing part. So I think those are some of the keys to having good events. For our events, if you've ever been to one of our annual meetings, if you haven't had one in a year or two, is we just have fun. We have walk-up music, people win awards. We have nice food. And we just make it a fun gathering and a fun event for people. I think at times, and the CEO Soak is an example of this, at times we all get a little too stuffy. And we just need to have fun again and have excitement. So I think I try to make sure we bring ways to make those things happen.
So you said you have walk-up music?
Well, just like if you win an award and you come in, we'll just play a song, for them.
Do we get to pick the song, or you pick the song?
I think the DJ just kind of randomly may pick it, or if you tell me ahead of time, he may do it. Right. But it started out with I think with Dr. Wiley getting an award, and the music playing in the background, and she was walking and dancing up. And before the night, almost everybody got an award, was sashaying or dancing or something along with the music. So it was just really, and it was just very organic. It wasn't planned. It just kind of happened, but it just made it fun. Now it's a thing. Now it's a thing. So when we have our next meeting, probably going to be in January, we have the next one. We're going to do, just have the same format of being fun and being exciting, really.
Right.
I think so. I covered the tips I think that you mentioned for the event. Good food, music, planning ahead of time, marketing it properly to the community is ways to have a good event.
Right. Speaking of marketing, what is the best way to get a hold of you? Because there's so many different platforms, and people say, you can find me here, you can find me here. But if I wanted to get a hold of you, what is the best way to do
My
that?
best way is cell phone for me. Cell phone and text messages. To be honest with you, at times I've gotten overloaded. I get too many because I'm kind of representing our county. I'm working with the city. I'm working with the county. I'm working with minority business, working non-minority business. I serve it roughly at one point. I counted about 30 different boards, committees, or commissions. So at times I've gotten overloaded. Yeah. And for me, my cell phone, I give it out freely. It's a Tampa number, so kind of is out unique right now. I should probably have a local number too.
You need to get you an 850.
I know, or at least a router that routes to my 813 number. I had this number for for 30 odd years now, so I'm kind of attached to it. That's
understandable.
But for me, the best way to get a hold of me is through cell phone. Except I can get overloaded sometimes through Instagram messages, Facebook messages, LinkedIn messages, and even emails. I'll find myself getting several hundred emails a day sometimes, and I struggle to catch up sometimes personally. Right. But if I get a phone call, get a text message on my phone, I know that's my way of reaching back out to you. Right. And part of that comes with help and assistance. I'm going to be getting some more help on board, help me out more with those kind of things and managing things better. So it's a matter of just being able to handle that workload, and cell phone's best for me.
Cell phone's best. Okay. You may not answer it, but it'll be in your brain.
It's always here with me. And then I have my Apple Watch, so I can get the pings on my watch. Right. So it's my best way of being able to get hold of me.
Fantastic. All right. Before we go, I want to know what you would like to leave our listeners with, your pearls of wisdom.
I think what I like to leave my pearls of wisdom with our listeners for is that be able to go out and just have fun again. Mm-hmm. Have a good time, work somebody like you with your marketing company and find ways to market what you do. You can have a great story, but if no one's telling it for you or with you, it's not going to be successful. And I've learned both ways of not marketing things well and not having good events, and then marketing things with you and other people that help to make it better. So I think that's the key that I'll leave people with. But also have fun and give people grace. We're in a world now where a lot of challenges exist, nationally, internationally, and give people grace in the fact that they may have challenges, they may be going through a tough time. If someone's not comfortable with you at the time period, just give them more of a chance to work with them more personally and more closely, and then things will work out in the end.
Right. Yeah, we're all going through struggles.
Going through struggles. You just don't know what the struggles really are for people.
Yeah. So, all right. Have fun. Plan, communicate, and market.
Yes, those are the keys.
Those are the keys.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for being with me today.
My pleasure.